And welcome in to Citrus Preps. It's Mike Dean alongside Brett Knudsen. Thanks for taking the time to join us as we get set on this new journey called Citrus Preps. Mike, excited about it. We've been working on it for quite some time. And
summer.
Yeah, the whole summer, getting ready for it. But the excitement of the fall, the high school football season, as well as all the other sports. And that is one thing we want to get into real quick before we get into today's show. We'll be talking Lecanto athletics today. Lecanto athletic director Ron Allan will join us. But one of the things that we talked about when we wanted to get this Citrus Preps up and going was obviously the focus of high school football and how important it is to this area. Definitely. But we didn't want to leave out anything else, and that's the plan going forward, is making sure that we are covering high school athletics in this county from start to finish.
Yeah, we don't get that much here with the athletes that are participating in the local schools. You know, the paper's not giving it the due diligence that it needs. You know, we don't get anything from the Pinellas County area. We don't get anything from the Ocala area. So that's what our focus is at Citrus Preps, is to make sure that our Citrus County athletes get some notoriety and a little publicity a little
bit. Absolutely. So if you're familiar with us in our previous life at the radio station in town, the high school football game of the week will continue. We will be doing the high school football game of the week each and every Friday night. There's the social media aspect of it that you can check us out. Twitter at Citrus Preps. YouTube is where everything will be live stream. Our podcast will be dropped just about every single day during the week, featuring a different high school in the area, talking to coaches, athletic directors, and players as well, doing feature stories. And what we mean by that is, obviously, we said football is huge, but we want to talk to the golf coaches,
sure,
the players. We want to talk to the swimmers, the cross-country runners. We want to make sure that everyone gets, as Mike said, their just due here. So we're going to cover everything. But as I said, Friday nights, high school football during the fall, every single Friday night, we will have a game of the week, 10 Friday nights. We will also be covering live games. We're going to throw in some volleyball as well. Want to make sure those young ladies get their coverage. Of course, when we change to the winter sports, boys and girls basketball, we'll get a lot of coverage with our game of the week as well.
Perfect.
And we're going to roll it over into springtime as well, with baseball, softball, and flag football. So essentially, we're going to be doing a game of the week once a week for the entire school year.
9 months approximately for a Friday night game of the week, basically. Or maybe not Friday night, maybe a Thursday night or something like that. But definitely following the sports that are in season at that particular time, and then highlighting those. Like right now, it's the fall season, and school's just getting started right now. You're talking about cross country getting started. You got volleyball, girls volleyball. You got, of course, football coming up. You got golf. Beginning starting. So there's a lot of sports that are going to go on. We're going to highlight those coaches that are dedicated to those kids. And that's a lot of things that, you know, you don't get a notoriety out there as a coach. You know, we know Kevin Town, and we talked about names out there, Greg Harper, you know, so we're talking about Lecanto coaches now, Alice Christian. Those people take the time to develop your kids, the players out there, and to make sure that they're getting the due coaching that they need. And we want to highlight them. We want to make sure that they're getting their due, to make sure that they understand, the community understands that they're doing a lot for the community.
So check us out. As we said, like us, follow us. We will be all over social media. As we said, the video aspect is something we're excited about adding to it. It will be podcasts available on YouTube to see on a daily basis. We mentioned the game of the week, but also we're going to be out at the schools doing stories that you can see and you can share with friends and family, and not just the ones that live in Citrus County, not just the ones that live in the 352 area code, all over the country. That's what we're trying to bring to Citrus Preps, and allow everybody to get their day in the sun. We know the story of what happens when it's the end of high school. Sometimes the athletic careers are over. This is your time to shine, so that's what we're going to try and do for all of them.
We want you to get familiar with Brett's face, because he's going to be the one that's mostly out there. I'll be out there too, but you know, you'll see him around, and you know, hey, you see Brett Knudsen, hey, you need Citrus Preps.
Let me know. citruspreps@gmail is the best way to get a hold of us, or any of these other social media aspects. As I said, let us know if you have a story idea, something that we need to feature. Doesn't mean that your kid has got to shoot 65 on the golf course for us to go out and do a story. There are great stories about individuals all over this county.
Yep.
If you've got a grandson or a granddaughter that is an excellent bowler, we want to hear about it.
Sure.
If they do something fantastic, we love water sports. If you got a fantastic whatever it is, please let us know, because we want to highlight the kids and the coaches and the people in this area. And speaking of that, we're going to take a quick break. But after we come back, we're going to be joined by the athletic director at Lecanto High School. He is Ron Allan, coming up right after this.
Changing your kitchen or bath? Let the professionals at Deems Kitchen and Bath Showrooms help you update your old kitchen or bathroom. For over 33 years, the Deem family has provided quality products and services to homeowners and builders, from total remodels to changing out your countertops.
DCI Countertops is our 15,000 square foot facility for manufacturing your silestone, granite, and Corian countertops. We can provide all your countertop needs directly from the manufacturer. So for your next project, remember the professionals at Deems Kitchen and Bath Showrooms and DCI Countertops.
Don't dream it.
Deem it.
Welcome back to Citrus Preps. It's Mike Deem alongside Brett Knutson, and we're pleased to be joined by the athletic director at Lecanto High School. He is Ron Allan, also the girls basketball coach. But in this capacity, Coach, we're talking to you as the athletic director as we get ready for a new season. A brand new fall sports schedule is ready to roll. And for you, I imagine it started a long time ago, as well as all of your coaches.
Oh, yeah. We've been going at it since probably mid-July, starting out with our physicals, and we had 190 kids come through then, and did some heart screening along with that, which is the first time all three high schools had that availability this year, which was great, and had a great turnout for that. Most of our teams are starting. Or have already started, The last team that'll start will be our swim team, which will start practice on Monday or on Tuesday.
Yep, absolutely. And as we said, it's here, ready or not, whether you want to get started. Obviously, the heat is an issue with the boys and girls who are headed outside, and that's always something that we talk about this time of year, Coach, is having to deal with the heat. And I'm sure each and every year your coaches do more and more. I know in football there's some added things in the county as well that are helping out.
Yeah, we last spring the FHSAA's athletic trainers advisory board came to the board of directors with some updated heat policies they wanted to institute, and when they came to those, we also got it at the athletic directors advisory board. We got the same report that the board of directors did, and in it they wanted to institute immersion tubs for our outside sports. In case we had a kid that had a heat episode, we could get them into cold water real quick. They also wanted to institute the use of wet bulb globe thermometers, which take into consideration not only temperature and humidity, but wind and exposure to sun. When we came back from those meetings, our school board member Doug Dodd's on that committee on the board of directors, and I'm on the ADAC, and both came back with the same thought process. I think that all the schools, we should go in that direction, and all the schools have. Mr. Rowland, who's the acting athletic director for the county, he purchased all the schools one or two wet bulb globe thermometers so we can monitor that on an ongoing basis. And then every school's got at least one immersion tub. And we're looking at probably getting another one too, just because it helps with recuperation after practices. But we keep a close eye on it. That and the pending thunderstorms that always seem to pop up. So
lightning's always an issue. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That.
Yeah, definitely. I know that. Talk about a little bit about the upcoming sports that are just going to be present here in the beginning of the school year.
Well, we've got Coach Town back in volleyball, and they've got enough girls right now with a few more getting ready to try out probably when we school starts, incoming freshmen that didn't know the start date and things like that, and transfers, that we're going to have 3 teams. We're going to have a freshman team, a JV team, and a varsity team.
Wow.
So we've got great numbers there. Derek Bittner and Tracy Bittner run across country. You know, I think they've got something short of a platoon or a battalion out there. They got a ton of kids. I mean, it's fabulous what they've done with the program. You know, our golf teams are both going to be pretty strong. You know, Alice Christian took over the boys program from Scott Roberts, so she's practicing with the boys down at Worldwood. You know, great facility for our kids to work at, you know, with their practice facilities, a short course, and 2 other courses they can get on. So, you know, they get an excellent opportunity there. And Doug Warren's got most of his team back from last year with the addition of some incoming freshmen that are supposed to be pretty good players. So, you know, with Wyndham Burnett doing real well this summer on the junior tour in the state, you know, she placed top 5 in a couple of events. You know, we won't be surprised if they make it all the way back to state and maybe make a run at one of those top, you know, 6, 8, 7 teams, make it in the top half. Yeah. So, you know, we're really hopeful for that to happen. And our swim team is going to have the biggest change. Matt Bouffliere, who was our coach for, I think, 11 seasons, very successful, won, you know, a number of district and regional titles.
Yep.
He stepped down over the summer. We met, and he just thought it was best this time, you know, dealing with some other issues that, you know, he stepped away from it. And we were lucky enough to have Tath Pepito, who is a very accomplished in swimming. He's a certified USA Swim meet official and very knowledgeable, and he wanted to step on board. And then Angela Hamilton is on our staff at school, and she has prior experience too with both coaching and swimming. So we've got 2 real good people in those positions. So I think we've got, you know, on that end. And then with football, they start tomorrow.
Yep.
They've got an official scrimmage up in Williston. They'll play at 7 o'clock. I think they play Williston for a half, and then they'll play Bell for a quarter after that. So they'll get 3 quarters of scrimmage work. You know, it's going to be very controlled because it's an officials training. It's not going to be like Kickoff Classic next Friday, but, you know, give them an opportunity to go see somebody else.
Coach, what's your numbers look like for the football team?
I think right now we're a little over 50.
That's great.
You know, and we'll get some more probably come Monday when the freshmen roll in and some of the transfers. I know we just got a transfer in today that came in from Kentucky, and we've enrolled.
Wow.
I think last I heard we're almost at 1,700. So our enrollment has increased quite a bit over the summer, and we've been enrolling anywhere from 10 to 15, 20 kids a day. Wow. In the last week. I mean, it's been very hectic up in the front office with the new people coming in. So, you know, we our numbers will, you know, they'll pretty much stabilize after next week. But, you know, it's we're getting where we want to be.
That's good.
Yeah, off the subject of sports a little bit, obviously we're starting out our new endeavor with Citrus Preps and looking forward to covering all the high schools, all the different teams that you guys and the other schools in the county have to offer. But I know you specifically, your school has got an exciting change in terms of what you're able to offer, not just your student athletes, but probably more importantly, the families and the friends at home with some video capabilities you're going to have on campus.
Yes, sir. We last 2 years we've kind of dabbled in the live stream market. We did a few games on YouTube. Then we got on the National Federation website last year. Did some soccer games. Did a basketball game. But while we were, Mr. Kuhn, our principal, and I were looking into how we were going to handle that, we came across a system called Pixelot, which is an unmanned system. It's 4 cameras that they seamlessly, project the whole court or the whole playing surface as far as football and soccer. And then it has a computer component that basically tracks the ball. So we can input our schedule into that. It'll turn the camera on before the game, and people can watch our games. We can also have live play-by-play, if we have people to do that. And we can do, scoring and timing on it also. So we're in the process of getting that up. We got the one up in the stadium right now. We got to install the computer and, get all that hooked up. The one in the gym, we're waiting on a mounting piece. We realized where we had originally decided to mount it, it wasn't going to be correct, so we've got to change the mounting point, but we'll have that soon too. So probably within the next 2 weeks, we'll be up and running, probably by the first regular season game in football, and into probably the second week of the second or third week of volleyball.
So that means when we say we'd like to come out and do a game, you say no, thank you. We've already got 4 cameras set up, and we're good.
We'll do that. We're just going to tell you guys. We're going to tell you guys to jack in your audio into ours, so we get the play-by-play that you're putting out on the free to my paid people.
There you go.
Okay, that's fine.
It's going to be nice because it gives those people. If you're not there, or we don't have a radio that's going to be on the internet, or something like that, people can actually, outside of our, immediate vicinity, can get on login. They can watch those games that are at our venues and, support the school, support their family members that are on those teams, get a chance to watch them. Unfortunately, a lot of our kids aren't from here. They've got a lot of outside, relatives outside the area, outside the state. I know last year, in the one quarter that we had the Federation viewership, it generated about $250 for us, which doesn't sound like a lot, but once we get going full speed, it'll be a generation of revenue for us.
That's good.
Which will help. Which will help our programs. So, and we can do advertisements. So if anybody out there has a business and they want to be one of the advertisers on there, you just give me a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it all.
Such
baby.
a selfless plug. I love it.
But the great thing is, like, Coach is talking about, that's the future. It's here now. That's one of the reasons that we're trying to do this as well. And it's a great opportunity for folks who are looking for Lecanto specific video. You can get out there and do it. And Coach, just wanted to say thank you for all your help. We've done a lot trying to get this thing going, but without the ADs in the county who have helped us get in touch with the coaches, the schedules, and everything we want to do, we wouldn't be able to do it. So we're looking forward to the season. Coach, we'll be catching up with you, talking to you, of course, when you get into basketball season as well. But thanks for your time. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you at events and practices all season long.
Oh, we'll be out there. We appreciate what you all do. We're glad you found a different avenue to produce, content for our community. Not only Lecanto, but for Citrus, Chris River, and Seven Rivers. I know I've talked to coaches outside of the area that have had prior interaction with y'all, and they were kind of disappointed that the other platform went away. But they're excited when I told them that you guys were actually going to be doing a podcast, that was going to happen. And it's only anything we can do for our kids to put out their information about them, to give them recognition for what they do, regardless if they're the Division I kid or the kid that's going to play for 4 years of high school because he or she enjoys the sport. We want to recognize their efforts, and this is just another platform for that. So, we appreciate what y'all do.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. We'll be talking to you soon. Get ready for the school year. It's here.
Oh, yeah. I've got a FHSAA meeting tomorrow I've got to be at for all day. So, yeah, it's full on.
You're ready to go.
Yep. Well,
all right, Coach.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that is Ron Allan, the head coach and athletic director, girls basketball coach out at Lecanto, athletic director. Exciting that they are sort of, doing the same thing we're doing in the sense
into
of
it.
Yeah,
I wrote the stuff down that they have. So Look into that.
Maybe overpriced for us, but maybe we can figure something out.
We don't have the government budget yet.
No, but obviously a great avenue for Lecanto, and I think that just sort of taps into what we're talking about. Why we're trying to do the same thing here is to cover all the players, the teams, the athletes in this county. That I talked to Ron a while back, and he mentioned there was a day. Probably back when you played, Mike. It was easy for the Tampa Tribune.
It was
the St. Pete Times, the news stations to get up here, Ocala, and those areas to get down here and cover events.
Yeah.
Now there are probably not probably. I know there are teams that don't see a newspaper reporter, a TV reporter, or anything for an entire year. And that's one of the things we're trying to rectify,
Definitely.
not making fun of anybody who does a bad job of their coverage, but that's one of the things we're trying to do.
Sure.
So as we said, keep an eye on social media. That's where we're at Citrus Preps at Twitter. You can find us Citrus Preps on YouTube. That's where all the podcasts will be at and available, including this one. You can find us on Facebook. That will be links to everything, and even Instagram, which is, I hate to say, brand new to me. I'm still working on that with the help of Mike. Oh, you have? Mm-hmm. You're a big Instagram guy.
I'm not big. I just said I've been on it for a while.
Okay, well then my kids and you need to teach me because it's great.
They're fine. They're
I've got help with that. Thank goodness. So as we said, stay tuned. We're going to keep it going with podcasts each and every week from all 4 area schools: Lecanto, Crystal River Citrus, and Seven Rivers. The next few days coming up, we'll be talking to the athletic directors of the other schools, getting an opportunity to let them preview the fall sports, and then when we get into the school year started, as Coach mentioned, for Lecanto, there's already an official scrimmage coming up. We're going to be talking to the coaches and the players, and looking forward to that. So,
I also want to make sure you saw it on the screen is at Citrus Preps. That's a Twitter feed. You can also reach me at MD Sports Machine. That's the Twitter feed for me. I'm not sure what yours is because
I'm just doing Citrus Preps.
Yeah.
I can't handle more than one social media account, but like us, follow us,
yes,
do everything, and we're going to give you some great content. And as we mentioned, any suggestions you have, story ideas, people that we should be talking to. I don't care if you think your grandson is the greatest chess player ever. If you think we need to talk to him, Mike, we'll talk chess because he's you're one of the best.
Sure. Kasparov, here I come.
I'm going to say, that's amazing right there that you did that. So that'll do it for us for this podcast, talking a little Lecanto High School athletics. Stay tuned, as we said, as we get ready for YouTube. We'll have other schools throughout the area. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later.